Good evening, all of you, my dear students. Today we are going to discuss Plus One English Central Syllabus. The name of the book is Hornbill Poem 1, A Photograph. Now about photograph, which is the first poem of Plus One English Central Syllabus. A Photograph, which was written by ShrielyToulson. Here, ShrielyToulson, she was the woman belonged to England. She was born 20th May 1924 in England, in the place Henley-on-Thames. She has so much fashion, very much interested for writing. She completed her degree BA Literature at Brockenhurst College in London. She became famous when she wrote the book The Drover's Roads of Wales, 1977. Here, ShrielyToulson, in the poem Photograph, she explained 3 stages in the poem. With the 4 stanzas, 3 important points. In the first stage, actually, ShrielyToulson wrote the poem about her mother. When her mother was 12 years of age, she went to seashore and got a photograph taken by her uncle along with 2 cousins. ShrielyToulson's mother went to seashore. Mother's happiness at the beach means seashore with her girl cousins. Cousins' names are Betty and Dolly. So photograph, whenever you remember the photograph, whenever you see the photograph, you remember what happened previously. At that time, when the photograph was taken, your parents have different feelings, and lovers of the photograph, they have different feeling, and you have different feeling. That means whenever you see the photograph which was taken, at that time what happened, we remember. By remembering, by recollecting all those situations, we feel very happy, which gives, suppose the situation gives happiness, we feel happy, and the situation gives somewhat sad situation, it depicts a sad situation, we feel unhappy. So according to the situation happened at that time when the photograph was taken, our feelings are in a different manner, sadness, happiness, somewhat other feelings. Now in this photograph poem, ShrielyToulson explained how mother felt very happy when she went to seashore. At that time she went to seashore along with her 2 cousins, girl cousins. Then here first stanza starts with the cardboard shows that how the girl went to the 2 girls went paddling. The big girl, my mother, her age might be 12. That is the first stanza. The cardboard shows how the 2 girls holding the 2 hands, each hand, my mother's, went paddling. Paddling is nothing but walking in the shallow water. Shallow water means seashore, very near to the seashore. The depth of the water is very less. Walking in the water which has less depth, that is called paddling. The process of walking in the water with the less deepness is called paddling. So who went there? 2 children went to seashore, holding the 2 hands of other's mother, each one with each hand, and they went to seashore. There, the mother's Others' mother is a big girl. Her age might be 12 years. So, here what we have to understand is 12 years of age. Shirley's mother, along with her cousins, went to seashore and got her photograph taken. Now see here, second stanza. All the three girls stand still to smile through the haze yet their uncle with a camera. The second stanza starts. The three girls stood still to smile through the hair at their uncle with a camera. So when they went to seashore, here, along with uncle, they went there. Uncle, at that time, he was taking photograph. They stood still without moving to give a still to the photograph. So the three children got their photograph taken. So they were watching with their smiling faces through the hair. That means when they were at the seashore, so much air is moving and the hair of them flying over their faces. Through that hair, they gave a still with their smiling face. The sweet face of my mother. It was taken place before I was born. So this is the stanza. Other explained what was happened before she was born. When her mother went to seashore, how she got. Her mother face was very sweet. At that time, she was 12 years. Who was 12 years of age? ShrielyToulson's mother. The seashore, the water seems to have changed less, washed away the terribly transient feet. This is the stanza. So here they went to seashore, they got photograph. So at that time her face is very sweet, means her mother was very beautiful. The information was taken place before ShrielyToulson was born. So the waters of the sea now also, that means when she was born, after 20 years of age, when she got 20 years of age or 30 years of age, she saw the waters. Water, no change was taken place, but the three girls, they grew, and now ShrielyToulson lost her mother. That's why she said that the water seems to have changed less, washed away the terribly transient feet. That means transient means not permanent, temporary. Feet here represents human beings. So the sea, the waters of the sea seems to have changed less. Means water represents nature. In nature there is no change, but the people who are born, they are very small children. After growing young age, after that they became old, and then later they will die. But the water of the sea, ocean, seems to be same after 100 years of also. That's why others sadly mentioned that the terribly transient feet, the waters of the sea washed away. That means her mother was dead. Now, after 20 or 30 years, my mother would see the snapshot. Third stanza. That means ShrielyToulson explained after 20 or 30 years later. That means when others' mother, 12 years of age, she got her photograph. After 20 or 30 years means 30 plus 12, 42 years of age, ShrielyToulson's mother looked at her photograph. Who looked at her photograph? ShrielyToulson's mother, this girl, after 42 years of age. When she got the photograph taken, 12 years. After 30 years means 42 years of age. This same photograph she saw. Who saw? ShrielyToulson's mother saw the photograph and she got so much happiness by remembering the past happiest moments, and she felt very happy, and their dress also made her feel very happy. She got so much amusement how they dressed us for the beach. She felt very happy. Others mother, the sea holidays passed for ShrielyToulson's mother. For ShrielyToulson's, mine is her laugher. That means ShrielyToulson's mother, when she saw her photograph, she felt very unhappy. And happiness also she got, and she felt very unhappy later because she missed the age when she got so much happiness. But why other felt very unhappiness? Her mother, others mother had gone. She passed away. She was dead. That's why ShrielyToulson felt very unhappy. In the last third stanza, last sentence, that verse is, both lie with the labored ease of loss. That sentence is a very, very wonderful sentence. Both were disgusted with the labored easy of loss. Labored ease of loss. Labored means struggling a lot. They faced so many problems. Easy means comfort. Of loss. Loss means what? They lost something. What they lost? They lost the Others mother lost the happy days when she was young, and now other felt very unhappy because she lost her mother. So here other explain life is full of happiness and unhappiness. Both are there. So when we struggle hard at that time, after some time we will get happiness. So struggled, labored, both rai means disgusted. W-R-Y, right? Disgusted. Disgusted with the labored ease of loss. That is the third stanza, last verse. They felt very unhappy. Later again they came to comfortable position. So labored ease of loss. They felt very unhappy. Again they understood that it is not good to feel sad continuously. When a person was dead in our house because of old age, 3 or 4 days or 1 week, 1 month, we feel very happy. Later, continuously, if you feel unhappy and losing your happiness, forgetting your responsibilities and your duties, it is not good. Such type of things are common in our life. That's why we have to forget the unhappiness. Again, to make other people happy, we have to do our responsibility. In that way, both lie with labored ease of loss. Again they came to ordinary position. Now, last stanza. She has been dead as many years as she lived. Now, this circumstances says nothing. The silence, this silences, that is the last stanza. She has been dead as many years as she lived. That means 40 years she lived. 40 years ago she was dead. That means what here? 40 years before. After 40 years, here she got both. Other might have got, that means when she was 20 years of age. After 40 years, again 40 years her mother lived. Then 8 years of old she was dead. That means as many years as she lived, she has been dead as many years as she lived. Now, there is nothing to say. The circumstances. Circumstances means what? By seeing the photograph, now other felt very unhappy. That is the third part of the poem. So Ada felt very unhappy by seeing the photograph because she missed her mother. Mother was dead. Mother's laugh she was not able to see. So this is circumstance. The death of mother is called a circumstance. Silence. This is silence. The death of the situation of death is called silence. That silence. Silences. That means when we are in a sad position, all people are silent. So in that way, Ada explain her mother's life by writing a piece of information in the way of a poem, a photograph. My dear students, here 4 poetic devices are used here. First of all, here the cardboard shows. Cardboard is nothing but a thick piece of sheet on which the picture of the mother and 2 cousins were the picture of the 2 cousins and mother was pasted. That is called photograph. Cardboard expresses photograph. That is called illusion. Now, terribly transient. Terribly, T started with the T. Transient started with the T. Another one. The 3 stood still. 2 smiled. Stood still. 2 smiled. 3 started with the yes. And the latter, the silence, silence yes. Silence yes, silence yes, yes. So the way of repeating the same consonant in a same line 2 or 3 times, more times is called alliteration. And the latter, other poetic device is oxymoron. Oxymoron is nothing but using 2 different words, 2 opposite words at one place, side by side. That is called oxymoron. That means here, labored is of loss. Third stanza, last line. Labored means very difficult situation, facing struggles. Ease means comfort, means happiness. Of loss, what they missed, further about that they felt very unhappy. Later, they adjusted, they overcome that unhappiness, and again they settled in a ordinary position with the comfort. That is called oxymoron. Next, transferred epithet. That poetic device also here used epithet. Epithet is nothing but adjective which depicts, describes the character or a situation or an event in a different manner. Transient feet. Transient means temporary. Feet means legs of the human beings. That means feet represents human beings. That means human beings' life is temporary. We are growing. We want to achieve so many great things. And we want to get a name and a fame. Though we get a name and a fame, our lives are temporary. After getting a death, nothing is there. In that way, either by using so many poetic devices, illusion, alliteration, and personification also. The silence silences. Silence means the circumstance. The circumstance means she is thinking about the death of mother. That is called circumstance. The silence means the circumstance. The death silences. Death silences means what? Here personification. Death like a human being, it makes the atmosphere silent. So the way of giving life to lifeless things, to death life is given. That is called personification. These 4 poetic devices are used in this poem to explain excellently. It is a tribute, a respect ShrielyToulson gave to her mother by writing a piece of poem about the life of her mother. So once again, my dear student, ShrielyToulson depicted the character of her mother, the information about her mother in the poem photograph. The poem is divided into 3 parts with the 4 stanzas. First part, mother's happiness when they went to seashore. When she went to seashore along with the girl cousins Betty and Dolly, and how they got photographed. By that they felt very happy. And later, after 20-30 years, here Adar's mother saw the photograph and she remembered the happy situation, and she felt unhappy also because she missed such type of happy days. And the third part of the poem, that means Adar's feelings about the death of mother, how she was very unhappy, she explained in the last part of the poem. In that way, ShrielyToulson explained very clearly about the life of her mother, and she showed so much tribute, respect. That means what here? respect and giving much importance to the life of her mother. My dear students, I hope you understand and go through all the meanings and questions, answers, and difficult words and poetic devices and be thorough with the poem. Have a nice day.